It's recording in progress. I'm gonna put
Awesome.
Bree on the main screen, and then I'm going to shut up. So Bree, floor is yours.
Awesome. Let's see. I made a quick little PDF. I wonder if I can share my screen. Let's see. Can everyone see that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
It says you're starting to share your screen, but it hasn't come through yet. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay, so the first things first is I know a lot of our agents have been asking how we can prospect on social media. So I went ahead and broke it down into 4 different components, and the main platforms that are thriving with prospecting, which would be Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I know TikTok is on everyone's radar right now. It's an awesome tool. There's just so much you can learn from it as well, and then put out to kind of create that platform. So first things first would be to identify your target audience. I know a lot of our agents have, different spheres of influence. So that would be the main thing, which is just determine who your ideal clients are based on factors such as location, demographics, interests, and their real estate needs. This is going to help you focus your efforts and tailoring your messages when you are starting to prospect on social media. So let's say you just relate more to families. I know we can all relate, but let's say your kids, they play sports, and you get so involved in the sports aspect of it. That would then be more of your target audience as to someone that is younger, straight out of college, getting into real estate. Their target audience would then be maybe their friends, maybe they're more on the hip trends or the sounds or whatever it may be on social media. So what they're putting out maybe look different than what you're putting out, but you guys are targeting the audience that you essentially work best with or capture their attention more. Another thing is to optimize your profiles. This is very important when starting out on social media. I cannot, emphasize it enough, is to just ensure that your social media profiles are complete, they're professional, and they reflect your expertise in the real estate industry. This may be using high quality images, include a clear and concise bio, and provide contact information for easy communication. So when, let's say, for example, you're going to like a restaurant and you want to look up the reviews or their social media pages to kind of get a feel of where you're going. That's the same thing that people do when they're looking for a service. You're always going to look on their social media pages, look at their reviews, look at what they're putting out and showing, who they are as a business. And essentially, you guys, real estate is your own business. So make sure that what you're putting out, always think to yourself, like, would I go to this person if I saw this? Or like, would I get any, value, or would I enjoy this service? And then engage and provide value. So, what that means is regularly engage with your audience by responding to comments, messages, inquiries in a timely and helpful manner. Sharing valuable content such as blog posts, market updates, tips for buyers and sellers, and local insights. This is pretty much establishing yourself as a knowledgeable resource, and you're building trust with your audience as well. So, pretty self-explanable. And then joining relevant groups and communities is also a huge way of prospecting as well. Getting yourself involved in industry-related groups, community forums, or even local networking groups on social media. This way you're contributing to discussions, you're offering insights, and you're providing assistance to others. And it'll allow you to connect with potential clients and then demonstrate your expertise as well. So when you see someone posting questions on, let's say, a Facebook page or on Instagram, you're able to hop on and help them, and they're always going to remember that as well. And you can make them, you know, their point of contact for any real estate questions, needs, or any insights they may have. Moving on to kind of creating a lead generation funnel is also very important, because once you get that certain message or that DM, or someone is kind of contacting you, you don't want to just answer their one question and then kind of let them float away. You want to like keep engaging. If you want to add them to your follow-up box, that is a huge way to kind of make sure you're following up with them and adding them to your little funnel that you're creating as well. So the first part of that would be the awareness. And this is some of the top ones that I think would be very helpful for agents if you are wanting to start more like lead generations. Video marketing is very huge right now. This way you can leverage the power of a video to engage and educate potential leads. So you can create property walkthrough videos, market updates, or any informative videos about the home buying or selling process. Sharing these videos onto like your websites, your social media pages, video platforms like YouTube can also increase a lot of your brand awareness, and it can attract potential clients. So if you are wanting to get into like video marketing, I would say to keep in mind that the human brain has about a 2 to 5 second engaging, kind of aspect when you are watching videos. I know you probably catch yourself watching TikTok or on Instagram Reels, and there may be times when you're just flipping through like just super fast, and try to remember like which videos made you stop or which videos caught your attention to keep watching. So that's something to keep in mind when you are starting like the whole video thing. So kind of, if you are doing that, I would research a little bit more. You could watch other real estate videos, see which ones did well, which ones caught attention. I would engage in their comment sections. And sometimes what I tell our agents that do come in and make videos in the offices are, if you are watching someone and you saw they did really well, always go to their comment section, because people are always asking questions in there as well. And that's a way for you to get ideas. It's great, kind of just keep in mind what the people want to hear and what would be of value to them to want to reach out to you. Another way to have awareness would be to create local partnerships and sponsoring as well. I know this is great for agents who are in bigger cities or who are just wanting to get with local businesses or organizations. You could sponsor local events, your kids' sports teams. You can get involved with your kids' schools. A lot of them may play sports in schools as well. So that's a great way to kind of get that sponsorship partnership going. And this is, once you're participating in these, you're getting your name out there, whether it be putting posters up, at a pony baseball field or at a school football team. And then those teams have different tiers, right? So it's like, I think Frosh, JV, varsity, that's a massive amount of parents that are involved in all of these things, where you can get your real estate business going in there as well. Another great one to create awareness are referral groups or programs, sorry. This way you can implement a referral program where you kind of incentivize current and past clients to refer your services to their friends, families, and their colleagues. I know a lot of our agents already do a lot of, gifts for referrals. It's just another thing to keep in mind. Is that something you haven't done before? It's great. It always keeps you in mind because they know they're getting something out of it too. And for some reason, it makes us humans happy to think, oh, I got this because all I had to do is share a business card or do this. So that's really great too. Another part of like lead generation funnels would be the capturing part. So there's a difference, yeah, I made you aware, but how can I keep you engaged in my business? Another, kind of going hand in hand with the video marketing would be offering valuable content or resources in exchange for leads, contact information. So what you can do is you can create downloadable ebooks, market reports, or home buyer guides. You can link these to your social media pages. And in order for them to download that guide, they would have to essentially put in their information. Once they put in their information, you can put that into your follow-up boss. This way you're keeping in mind like, oh, if they downloaded the home buyer's guide, I have a sense that maybe they're looking into buying a home. So that's something to think about as well. That type of content can be requested through our concierge team. So that, we create flyers, social media posts, monthly campaigns, and we can work with you to also customize your branding and help you with your business. We can do sit downs with you on social media. So that's something to keep in mind, and you can find that information in the agent resource guide. Okay. Thank you, Robert. Sometimes I get a little. Okay, so Vianney, some good apps for video editing. There's one app that I recommend to all agents, and that is CapCut. I'll go ahead and type it in here as well. It's very user-friendly, and there's a lot of tutorials that you can do walkthroughs. So it can teach you how to create certain edits, and then you can add music as well. And there's free music on there that you can kind of go through to add to your videos. And I believe they also have video templates. So if you see certain edits and you kind of want to recreate that, you can just use the template and kind of just plug in the videos that you want added. So it's a really cool app. I know a lot of our agents use it, and it works well with Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Are you able to add your own music too? Because I know lots of these ones that are out there, they do have list of music, but based on my research, it doesn't include the best practices and recommendations that is used for those kind of tours.
There is a way to add your own music. I believe once you open the app, you can do the tutorial and it'll show you how to import music. One thing to keep in mind when you are using music, there's some, like I know platforms such as Facebook kind of target music that doesn't have like a certain licensing. So I know that's something that's big too, to where if you are adding your own music, you have to remember that certain platforms may take it down because there's just a lot of legal issues. So that's why I recommend using the free sounds through the app, because they're licensed and you're able to use those. There might be websites to where you can download songs to your phone that are licensed and free. I'll do some more research. I think one is Envato. Let's see if I can. If you can create an account, I'll go ahead and link let's see in the chat. So anyways, this is a lot of products that are free to use, whether it be stock video, photos, music, or just fun sounds. It'll allow you to do that as well. So that one is also linked in the chat. I'm not sure how much. I think it's free. You may need to upgrade to like a premium if you're wanting certain top music sounds, the pro version. So then Moving on to the capturing section of like the generation funnel would be listing consultations. I know this was a huge one kind of last year. A lot of our agents were doing the free consultation to potential sellers. And what that would entail is providing them with an overview of the selling process, some market analysis, and pricing recommendations. I know the market changes very rapidly, so that's something to keep in mind when you know it's more of a high demand where there may be more sellers. So that's good, you know, if it's needed at the time. Marketing and promotion is also a big one. So this one would develop a comprehensive marketing strategy to showcase the property's best features through professional photography, virtual tours, online listings, and targeted advertising. So I know a lot of our agents already do that, but there are certain photographers that just offer a little bit more. So when you are consulting photographers for your listings, it's a great thing to bring up and ask them what other marketing tools they offer, because I know some of them can do like the 3D stuff. They can even do the 30-second walkthroughs for TikTok and Instagram, which is a cool feature for them to add. So that's really cool to add to your social media. And then the follow-up would be maintaining regular communication with past clients to stay top of mind and encourage repeat business and referrals. I'm hoping everyone here uses Follow Up Boss, but if we don't, I would definitely hop on that, because you can have it trigger your tasks to call them back 6 months and a year from now, follow up with them. Some of our agents who are heavily using Follow Up Boss will, once they get these notifications, what they'll do, they'll kind of just take a step ahead, and just while they're calling them to follow up, they'll also already prepare a market analysis of their home. It's like, hey, I know we sold, you know, about a year and a half ago. I hope everything is going well. I just want to let you know that this is the current market. Take a look at it. If you're ever interested or have any questions, feel free to give me a call. It's a great way to kind of just get a conversation going about, number one, how they're doing with their home. If they have any friends who are looking to buy in that area. I know once you move, everyone's like, how'd you get into this neighborhood? Or what's the market like in this neighborhood? So that's always great for them to rely that information with their family and friends as well. Does anyone have any questions? You know.
I do. I'm curious, when you say that we can get their information, say if we have them sign up for a certain thing, how do we create the form? I guess it's called like maybe like a landing page or something.
Right. So I want to say, that is next. I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
So landing pages are super cool. You can customize them as much as you need or want. So pretty much what a landing page is, or why you may need it to help you with marketing, is it kind of creates the lead generation. You can promote your services and establish your credibility. So when you are customizing these landing pages, you can design them to capture potential leads, such as asking for their contact information. That can include like their name, email, and phone number. This is everything that you pretty much need for Follow Up Boss to get, people added. And then you can, if they do sign up for those, like I said, if you were to do a downloadable ebook, you can have that as an incentive for them signing up. You can also add like property search tools, home valuation, or free consultations. So you can plug in so many other free services to your landing pages. The best thing is that a lot of landing pages can be free if you're using just like the most essential one. A few ones that I found were, websites, was Wix, Card, Google Sites, and MoxieWorks. MoxieWorks is actually integrated with 21 Online, so that's already free to you guys. The only thing is it's not super customizable. as like the other ones would be. But then if you were to get Wix or Card, you'd probably end up paying a small fee a month if you want to add certain customizations to it. But a lot of the free ones already allow you to do most of that. So I know you can, let's say you do Wix, and you can integrate your follow-up boss through there. You can do a like to know it page. Once you have that, you would take then your landing page, the URL, and you would add that URL to your social media pages. So let's say in your bio, you add that URL and you can put, oh, contact me here. They would go, then click on that URL, take them to your page, and you have all your information on there. So you can do, and your services, let's say you're also a loan officer, you can then add like the application page that Arrive uses or things like that. So there's so many things that you can do. And I know from our concierge team, we have Lauren and myself that focus more on the websites and the landing pages. So I'll go ahead and put in our emails. And then if any of you guys do ever have questions on landing pages, that's something that we can help you with and kind of set up everything. And then from there, we can sit with you and also add them to your social media pages.
Let me know if you have time today, Bree.
Yeah. If you're around, swing by anytime after 2.
Okay, sounds good.
Did anyone else have questions on landing pages?
Not landing pages, but I have another question with regards to the marketing material. I'm looking for some kind of unique marketing stuff that might be out there, not just kind of some of those continuously repeated. There are some segments of market I'm trying to kind of connect with. And I was wondering if there are specific sites that you have noticed that helps with some of the funneling and kind of attacking specific market segments.
So are you talking about creating like graphics for your social media page, or who are you trying to attract? It could be
both social media as well as poster and some of the blogs to add to your website.
Yeah, so if you want to do social media pages, our concierge team can customize them as much as you'd like. The only thing that we do ask is that you give us a background of what you're asking for. So let's say you want to you do like a market update. All you would need to write in the description would be which areas you want to add to that update. So you could do like, if you can look them up. Terry sends out the numbers every month to everyone's emails. So if you look through that, it kind of breaks down like the market, right, in Riverside County. So you could choose Marietta, Menifee, Temecula, and in that description, you would just put in the numbers, kind of let us know, I want to post a market update on my social media. Can you add my information as well as this info? And we'd be able to get that done for you and email it back to you.
Some of these are kind of more urgent. I know our marketing team is behind some of the stuff, and I know you guys are working hard to kind of get updated and stuff. So I'm kind of trying to create some of this myself. And that's why I'm asking if there is a specific group, like it's not so much of a marketing as far as market analysis and stuff. It's more of a unique market segment that you're trying to connect with.
Okay. What we can do is I'll have you email me and we can go into more detail about what it is that you're asking. And maybe you can show me a couple examples. My email is in the chat if you want to go ahead and copy that to be able to email me. And then, so moving on to becoming community leaders. I know this was something a lot of our agents had questions about as well. those who do it part-time or full-time, I know you're doing as much as you can to get involved, but there's so much that goes on that can make a big difference in your business. I know here in our Canyon Lake office, it's very community oriented. A lot of our agents get involved in events that are going on. I'd have to do a little bit more research about, all the other offices, but I know if you go to your city halls and Facebook groups about your community, you can go to these events, get people to know you. You can do local organizations, attend like the smaller community events. I know here in Menifee, they do like the market nights on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They'll have like farmers markets. And when I go to these, I always see agents kind of passing around flyers. And that's a great way to get in front of people's faces as well. I know social media is really big right now, but nothing beats that old school, like face-to-face interaction with people, because that way they can't hide behind a phone. Or let's say you get into cold calling and you're like, oh, I keep getting hung up on, or I keep getting this. And it's like, they can't really always ignore you as much in person. I know just the other day here in our Menifee office, we had one of our loan officers and an agent, they sat out and they were kind of giving out free Starbucks cards. He went out and bought a pack of $5 cards. And he said, hey, if you just kind of sit down, give me your information, have a small conversation, and you get a free Starbucks card. It was really cool. It caught a lot of our, people's attention. They stopped, they filled out his form, and that's just more people he can add to his follow-up boss. And he really enjoyed doing that. So little things like that make a big difference on top of social media. And another big one is kind of just staying informed on your local market trends. So, I know everywhere is different. So kind of find a home base of where you feel comfortable learning the most about, or where you want to target the bigger audience, and learn as much as you can from that community. Let's say you live in Temecula, but you're more into like the Menifee Canyon Lake area. Come to the events out here and make yourself known in those certain communities, because even though they're 10 minutes apart or 20 minutes, there's just so much going on in both of those separate communities. So I know everyone's like, I want to be all over the place, but sometimes it's always best to just stick to those certain local areas and take over as much as you can. And does anyone have any questions? Nope. Okay. Robert, I tried going over as much as I could. Did you want to add on to anything? I feel.
So let's open it up here. So Bree went over a lot of stuff. Do you have any social media questions in general while she's here? It doesn't have to be about community leader, landing pages, things like that.
This is Vianney. I have a question. Do we have a list of group of basically hashtags and stuff that shows these are the basically the best practices and the beneficial ones that would increase the visibility?
So at the moment, we don't have a spot to where you can just go and look at them. But if you want to attract a certain audience, we can definitely sit down and do some research on hashtags and how you can get that audience's attention. That's something that we can do as well. You can either, email one of us, or the marketing request is huge. If you just have a question about something, you can definitely just send it through there as well.
So, Bree, there's a question I get sometimes in regards to social media in general, is how much to post. So, is it, hey, look, if I post every day, is that good? Do I need to post multiple times a day? Like what's a good amount of postage that people should be doing on their social media accounts?
So posting it is big to be relevant on your pages, but I also have a thing to where if you're trying super hard to post, but you're not, really posting valuable stuff, I am a big believer in the 80-20 rule. So it's like you do 80% business, 20% life. So everyone always thinks if they have a business page that they just have to post about that business. And sometimes it comes off as impersonal because it's like the person is just saying a bunch of real estate stuff. So if you're, I think it's good to post your family. It's a way for people to see your personality. And I would try, once a day. It doesn't always have to be a post. Stories are really easy to post now too. And that also gets you on top of your followers' pages. So let's say you're not posting an initial post, but you're just adding a story that's up for 24 hours. That's still making you relevant. You're showing up on your followers' pages, and that story can be you out at a showing, or you prospecting, or if you're in office, you kind of just a quick story. It's like, hey, like this is what I'm up to. It's really simple. So that's a great way to kind of get on your pages as well.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so with your social media pages, do you have to have a business page along with your personal page, or could you just do a business page and not have a personal page?
Yeah, so I think it's great to combine your life and your business, and it's a lot easier to manage as well. I think a lot of people get overwhelmed when they're like, oh, I have so many like different pages. I get it, but if you just have your business page, I think that's perfectly fine, because that you can, then just tell your family and friends to follow you on there, and that's just making them more aware of your stuff as well. And then it's great to post your personal life on there as well, because our line of business is, connecting with people and connecting with families. Them seeing who you are outside of work is a great way for them to feel involved or have it feel more personal when you are posting.
Okay, so we won't get in trouble if we just have a business page.
No.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Thank you.
So one thing I want to note to everybody here, and I hate to be Mr. Buzzkill, but I'm going to be Mr. Buzzkill for a second. As Bree said, it's great to incorporate personal life, let people know your personality, who you are, and things like that. However, make sure you're mindful of how personal of life you're posting on there, because we are in a sales business and a consumer-oriented business. So my thoughts, you take it for what it is, try to be neutral on everything. Okay? Don't get in, well, you know what? I'm going to take a political side and I'm going to post on this account. Okay, great. Do that knowing that 50% of the people are going to give you a thumbs up and 50% of people are going to give you a different finger. Okay.
Yes,
And then they're not
totally
going to
agree
work
with
with
Robert
you.
on
So,
that one.
okay. It's fun to show the vacation photos. Maybe not the one when you're doing drunk karaoke. That might not be the best videos to show. So just always keep in mind, with how personal you get, because I see this. Again, I'm not really big on social media, but a lot of the stuff that will get me to quickly unfollow. Because one of the best things I heard you say today, Bree, is when you see things on social media, what are things that get you to stop? What are things that get you to watch? What are things that get you to unfollow? And one of the things that I unfollow very quickly is when I'm most of my accounts I follow are business people. That's just who I follow because I don't really have any friends. And so when I'm following business stuff and it's like, hey, I'm taking a break from real estate to state my opinion on this, I'm like, I don't care. Unfollow. Okay. So just be careful about some of the stuff you post on there, because when it's on the internet, It's on there forever. So just be careful
is
with that
very true.
stuff. All right. I'm no longer Mr. Buzzkill. I'm going to silence myself again.
No, I think that was a great point. That's, it's always important to think, is this, like you said, is it too personal? You're like, oh gosh, like maybe not everyone on my page agrees with the things that I do. But I think if you are on that family vacation and you and your family took a amazing photo in front of this clear blue water, excuse me, that people are gonna love that. So things like that. If you went out on a bike ride, or you went to this hike, personal like that. Once again, I know business, we all have a fun side, but it's not always best to portray that on all platforms. Is there any other
right.
questions?
What other social media questions do you have for Bree? Still got a few more minutes with her.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Are there, when you create a YouTube page or social media, handle, does it have to, can it be anything you want? Like if you want to focus on Canyon Lake specifically, can you say like Canyon Lake Living,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. If that's something that you're wanting to do, like 100%, your focus just wants to be on being an expert on Canyon Lake,
Mhm.
that is a great way, because if someone is searching up properties in Canyon Lake, that's a key word, right? So you will pop up on top. You just have to keep in mind that you may not be getting attention from Temecula or Murrieta because your keyword is Canyon Lake. But if that's something that you are wanting to do, I 100% think it's important if that's your target audience.
Okay. Cool.
Now, Bree, on that point, you bring up a good point here. Is there anything that's too broad? So like if I was to say, hey, I'm your Los Angeles real estate agent, and I'm promoting myself, hashtag Los Angeles, hashtag LA real estate, whatever the case may be, is that too broad because
To a
LA
certain
is so
extent,
big?
to a certain extent, because Instagram is really cool. If let's say you do look up hashtag Los Angeles homes, you'll probably see that it has over 1 million posts. So that's something to think about as well. If you are wanting to create a brand and you are wanting to think of a slogan or a specific name, make sure that it's not already in a high demand. There are other ways to target Los Angeles. So let's say within that, let's say that within, LA, you want to target a certain city, or, whatever it may be. I think that's also, you got to keep that in mind when you are thinking of a name. And then it's always good to do research as well. Like look it up yourself and see what the results are and think, how can I, still use this keyword, but then at the same time separate myself from the other 200 people that may have that same name. So, and those social media pages will give you all that information. So if you look it up, all you have to do in the search bar of Instagram is hashtag and then whatever you're interested in. And it'll kind of give you a breakdown of numbers of how many people may be using it, how many users there are. So that's just a great, something to keep in mind as well.
There you go. All right, last chance. Any more questions?
I have a question. So basically going back to like the community market leader thing, I'm just curious if you do want to market yourself on social media directly to a certain community, say like you want to go on like a little like road tour thing to say, oh, we're the best tacos and such, and you want to just do it within your own community that you live in. And because obviously that's the place you're going to be most familiar with. And you're like, oh, it's just Taco Tuesday today. We're going to be traveling around to see what taco place is the best place. So how would you go about marketing it and that it's going to reach that community? Do you have to create your own like Menifee or not Menifee? I'm sorry, that's where I live. But would you have to create your own like Facebook page? Kind of like those like Menifee 411 pages or whatever. Would you have to do something like that so it's marketed towards them so that they would actually see it?
Yeah, so if you're wanting to create a group and let's say you want to involve the Temecula community or the Murrieta community, I definitely think you should add the name within that group, because essentially, for example, when you are searching something up in your area, what do you type in? You'll put Italian restaurant in whatever city you want to be eating at. So it's always important to have that keyword. Once you create the group, I think you can be broad with it, right? You already have them in there. And let's say, like you said, best tacos in, you can say Riverside County or San Diego area. But you're just letting the people in that community know, hey, if you ever are in San Diego, because a lot of us go, these are some good places to kind of stop by. Or let's say for summer, kids are out right now, you can do the best water parks to visit near Murrieta or near Temecula. So once you already have that group created and you have the attention of people who live in that area, I think you can be a little bit more broad, within it. And then you can start doing community things that are nearby. Because you're always going to leave Temecula to go do something cool. You're going to leave wherever. It's just now you're trying to learn, in this area where a lot of families live, how can I attract their attention? Or some beach events that are going on, but you're just letting the Murrieta people know, hey, this summer your kids are out. Here's what's going on in Carlsbad, or they have these events for kids. So cool things like that is just something to keep in mind.
Okay, cool.
Is there any other questions before I hop off?
Any other social media questions, everybody? Bree's a website guru. If you guys have questions.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So are you going to be, if we needed help with like reels and stuff, we can just contact you?
Yes. So I know we all got a chance to enjoy Kim and what she was doing, but if you ever want to do something on your phone or if you want to record something, you can always just reach out to us, and we can use our phones to the best. A lot of them record just as good as anywhere else would. But if you want helps with edits or I know a lot of our agents will come and be like, hey, like I saw this transition, but like I have no idea how to do that. Just shoot us an email, and we kind of, are teaching ourselves how to create those cool, effects or those cool transitions or the trending stuff that's in right now.
All right. We'll be in touch.
Okay.
Show of hands, who knows what a transition is? I was just waiting. I was like, I guarantee there's some people like, what the hell is she talking about? Oh, good stuff. Bree, thank you. You know what? I think Bree deserves a round of applause because she doesn't normally do this. She took time out of her day. So everyone unmute. Give this
Oh, thank
lady
you.
the round of applause that she deserves. Fantastic. And like I said, the best part, Bree, is that they didn't have to listen to me today. And that's really what it's all about. That's really the main thing.